She walked through those glass doors like any other customer. They sized her up in 3 seconds flat. Decided she didn't belong. Big mistake. Veronica Chen had closed billion-dollar deals over breakfast. Built Nexus Financial from nothing into a tech giant that made Wall Street nervous. But none of that showed on her face as she pushed through the entrance of First National Bank on East Franklin Avenue. 9:03 a.m. Tuesday morning. Cleveland's financial district hummed with its usual energy. The silver Honda Accord she'd rented sat anonymous in the parking lot. No driver. No security detail. Just Veronica in her simple black slacks and white button-down. Hair pulled back. Minimal jewelry. The kind of understated that only comes from not needing to prove anything. The lobby smelled like burnt coffee and desperation. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. A security guard glanced up from his newspaper. Looked right through her. She approached the main counter. 2 tellers stood behind bulletproof glass. The nameplate read Rebecca, blonde hair in a tight bun, lips painted stop sign red. She was deep in conversation with her colleague about last night's reality show. Veronica waited. And waited. Rebecca's eyes flicked over once. Dismissed what she saw. Kept talking. "Excuse me," Veronica said. Voice steady. Professional. Rebecca held up one finger. The universal sign for, "You're not important enough yet." 60 seconds passed. Then 90. Finally, Rebecca turned. Her smile was all teeth, no warmth. "Yes. I'm here about the transition paperwork for the business accounts. Called yesterday. Was told someone named Martin would be available." Rebecca's eyebrows climbed. "Business accounts?" The way she said it made it sound like Veronica had asked to withdraw the moon. "That's right. The acquisition paperwork." A laugh. Short. Sharp. "Honey, you need an appointment for that kind of thing. Can't just walk in off the street." Veronica's jaw tightened. Just slightly. "As I mentioned, I called ahead. Yesterday. Spoke with Dash. Well, Martin's not in yet." Rebecca turned back to her computer. "You can wait if you want. Chairs are over there." 3 plastic chairs against the wall. Cracked leather. One had stuffing coming out. Veronica took a breath. Counted to 3. Walked to the chairs. 9:11 a.m. A white couple entered. Matching tennis outfits. Rebecca lit up like Christmas morning. "Mr. and Mrs. Davidson. How lovely. Come right over." They hadn't been waiting 30 seconds. Veronica watched. Said nothing. 9:19 a.m. A man in a $1,000 suit strolled in. Rebecca practically sprinted to help him. "Mr. Whitman, let me get Jennifer for you right away." He got coffee. Fresh, not burnt. Veronica's fingers drummed once on her knee. If you're enjoying this story, kindly do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It is free and won't cost anything, but it means the world to us. We're just a small channel trying to grow. Thank you, and back to the video. Stopped. Behind the counter, Rebecca leaned toward her colleague. Not quite whispering. Not quite caring. Look at her. Probably here to dispute an overdraft fee. Always the same with these people. These people. The words hung in recycled air. Veronica stood. Walked back to the counter. Has Martin arrived? Rebecca didn't look up from her screen. Still no. Perhaps someone else could help me. It's regarding the Nexus Financial acquisition. Now Rebecca looked up. Her face said everything. The cheap clothes. The simple style. The brown skin. None of it computed with the words Nexus Financial. "Ma'am, like I said, you need an appointment. We don't handle major business without proper channels." "I went through proper channels. Yesterday." "Well." Rebecca's smile could cut glass. "Things change." Another customer entered. Young white man. Backpack. College sweatshirt. Rebecca waved him forward immediately. "How can I help you today?" Veronica returned to her seat. 9:27 a.m. The security guard had dozed off. His newspaper covered his badge. The coffee maker gurgled like it was dying. Somewhere a printer jammed. She pulled out her phone. 3 missed calls from her COO. 17 emails marked urgent. A text from her lawyer about the Seoul expansion. She put it away. This wasn't about her time. It was about something else now. Linda from accounting wandered past. Older woman. Beige cardigan. She glanced at Veronica, wrinkled her nose like she smelled something off. Kept walking. Nathan from loans emerged from the back office. Saw Veronica. Whispered something to Rebecca. They both laughed. "She's still here." Nathan stage whispered. "What's she waiting for, a miracle?" "Probably thinks if she sits long enough, we'll feel sorry for her," Rebecca replied. I've seen it before. They come in, claim they've got some big business deal, hoping we'll upgrade their account or something. They weren't even trying to be quiet now. Veronica's expression never changed. But something shifted in her posture. Subtle, like a predator deciding it's done playing with its food. 9:34 a.m. A young black woman appeared from the back. Headset on, tablet in hand. She noticed Veronica immediately. Started to approach. "Can I help you with something, ma'am?" Finally, someone with basic decency. "I'm waiting to discuss the Nexus financial transition. Called yesterday about meeting with Martin." The young woman's eyes widened. Just for a second. She glanced at her tablet. Back at Veronica. "Nexus Financial? The acquisition?" "That's correct." Oh my. Can I get your name?" "Veronica Chen." The tablet nearly slipped from her hands. "Ms. Chen? I'll get someone right away. I'm so sorry for the wait." But before she could move, Rebecca called out. "Tamara, what are you doing?" "She's fine where she is." Tamara hesitated, caught between duty and instinct. "It's all right," Veronica said quietly. "I'll wait." But Tamara saw something in her eyes. Something that made her stomach drop. 9:41 a.m. The glass doors burst open. A man in a charcoal suit strode in like he owned the place. Which was ironic, considering who was sitting in the torn chair. Jonathan Pierce, regional director. His face was the color of old paper. He scanned the lobby. Locked eyes with Veronica. "Ms. Chen." She stood slowly, like she had all the time in the world. "Yes." The temperature in the room dropped 10 degrees. Rebecca's smile faltered. "Wait, you know her?" Jonathan's voice could have frozen hell. "Everyone. Conference room. Now. But we have customers dash. Now." The word cracked like a whip. Rebecca's face went white. Nathan stumbled backing away. Linda's hand flew to her throat. Tamara stood perfectly still. Watching. Understanding. Veronica pulled out her phone. Hit one number. "It's time," she said. Then she smiled. It wasn't warm. "Let's discuss who really owns this place." If you're enjoying this story, kindly do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It is free and won't cost anything, but it means the world to us. We're just a small channel trying to grow. Thank you, and back to the video. The conference room door slammed shut. 5 employees sat frozen, like defendants awaiting verdict. Jonathan Pierce stood at the head of the table. Sweat beaded on his forehead despite the aggressive air conditioning. Veronica Chen remained by the door. Calm. Composed. Dangerous. "Do any of you know who this woman is?" Jonathan's voice barely contained his panic. Rebecca attempted her practiced smile. It cracked at the edges. She said something about business accounts. "We told her she needed an appointment dash." "Stop talking." Jonathan's hands shook. "Just stop." The silence stretched. Painful. Electric. Veronica stepped forward. Each click of her heels on linoleum sounded like a countdown. "Let me help you, Rebecca, since you're so concerned about proper channels." She pulled out her phone. The screen illuminated her face from below. Made her look like judgment itself. "Ellis?" "Yes. We're ready for the announcement." Rebecca's red lips parted. No sound came out. "What announcement?" Nathan managed to whisper. Veronica's eyes never left Rebecca's face. "The one where I explained that Nexus Financial completed its acquisition of First National Bank last Friday. All 17 branches, including this one." The words hit like physical blows. Linda's beige cardigan couldn't hide her trembling. You're the CEO?" "Yes. The one you thought was here to dispute an overdraft fee." Rebecca's face cycled through colors. "White, green, gray. But you don't look dash," Nathan started. "Like I own banks." Veronica finished. "No, I suppose I don't." Tamara stood in the corner. Tablet clutched to her chest. The only one who'd shown respect. The only one who'd recognized the name. Jonathan cleared his throat. "Ms. Chen, I'm sure we can dash. Resolve this professionally?" Veronica's laugh was sharp as winter. "We're past that, Jonathan. Well past that." She began to pace. Slow. Measured. Like a shark circling. 38 minutes. That's how long I sat in that lobby. Watching you serve everyone who walked in after me. Everyone who looked the part. Rebecca found her voice. "Barely. I didn't know dash." "Exactly." Veronica stopped pacing. "You didn't know. And that's the point." Her phone buzzed. She glanced at it. Smiled that cold smile again. "Ellis just sent the memo. Company-wide. Effective immediately. What memo? Jonathan's voice cracked. Veronica turned the phone around. The email header was visible. Immediate termination notice, Cleveland branch. No, Rebecca stood so fast her chair tipped. You can't just dash. Fire you? Actually, I can. Rebecca Lawson. Nathan Pruitt. Linda Stern. Your access badges are deactivated. Security will escort you out. This is wrongful termination. Nathan's face flushed purple. We'll sue. For what? Veronica's voice dropped to whisper. For treating customers based on appearance? For making assumptions about who belongs? Please. Sue me. I have recordings. She tapped her phone again. Rebecca's voice filled the room. Always the same with these people. The blood drained from Rebecca's face. Every word, Veronica said. Every laugh. Every whispered insult. Our security system upgraded last month. Didn't anyone read the memos? Linda started crying. Ugly gasping sobs. Please. I have kids. A mortgage. So do the hundreds of customers you've dismissed over the years. No sympathy in Veronica's voice. How many qualified loan applicants did you turn away, Linda? How many business owners? How many dreams did you crush because they came in the wrong package? The door opened. 3 security guards entered. Not the sleepy one from the lobby. These were different uniforms. Nexus Financial logos. When did you dash? Jonathan started. Change security companies? This morning. 6 a.m. While Rebecca was probably picking out that lipstick. Rebecca's hand flew to her mouth. Smearing the red. Martin burst through the door. Disheveled. Shirt half-tucked. Sorry I'm late. Traffic was dash. He stopped. Saw the scene. The guards. The tears. Martin Jeffries, Veronica said. You're 37 minutes late. His face went white. There was an accident on I-90. Sit down. He collapsed into a chair. Veronica studied him. You were supposed to meet with me. Yesterday's appointment. I didn't know it was you. The girl who took the message just said someone called about business accounts. The girl? Veronica's eyebrow arched. Sorry. Tamara. She said someone called. Veronica turned to Tamara. Is that what you told him? Tamara straightened. No, ma'am. I specifically said Ms. Chen from Nexus Financial called about the acquisition transition. I put it in the calendar. Sent 3 reminders. Martin's mouth opened. Closed. Opened again. Careless, Veronica said. Not malicious. Just careless. She turned back to the fired employees. You 3 were deliberate. Cruel. That's the difference. You're keeping him? Rebecca's voice pitched high. He's late. He missed appointments. He didn't look at me and decide I was beneath him. He's simply incompetent. That can be fixed. The guards moved forward. Rebecca backed away. Don't touch me. I know people. My husband's a lawyer. Good. You'll need one. Veronica checked her watch. You have 5 minutes to clear your desks. Personal items only. Company property stays. Nathan stood. Tried for dignity. Failed. This isn't over. Yes, Veronica said quietly. It is. They were escorted out. Rebecca tried to maintain her composure. Couldn't. Her perfect bun came undone. Strands stuck to her tear-stained face. Linda shuffled like a ghost. Nathan muttered threats no one believed. The conference room felt larger without them. Jonathan slumped in his chair. I should have known. Should have supervised better. Yes, you should have. Veronica's tone held no comfort. Your evaluation is Friday. I suggest you prepare. She turned to Martin. You get 1 chance. 1. Mess up again and you'll join them. He nodded frantically. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I won't dash. Tamara. The young woman stepped forward. You tried to help, when no one else would. Why? Tamara met her eyes. Because it was right. Because every person who walks through those doors matters. Because I read the acquisition news and recognized your name. But even if I hadn't, respect doesn't require recognition. Veronica smiled. The first warm expression she'd shown. Jonathan, I want her in management training. Immediately. But she's only been here 6 months, dash. And she's shown more leadership than people here 6 years. Tamara's tablet shook slightly. Thank you, Ms. Chen. Don't thank me. You earned it. Veronica headed for the door. Stopped. Turned back. Oh, and Jonathan? Pull the security footage from every branch. Last 6 months. I want a full review. Every customer interaction. Every dismissed appointment. Every person made to feel small. His face paled further. That's thousands of hours. Better get started then. She left them there, walked through the lobby where she'd been humiliated, past the chair with exposed stuffing, past the dying coffee maker. The remaining staff watched her go, whispered, wondered. But Tamara noticed something they didn't. Veronica Chen wasn't done. She was just getting started. Outside, a black SUV waited. Not a rental. Ellis behind the wheel. Other branches? He asked. All of them, she replied. Today. The lawyers are nervous. 3 terminations at once. Let them be nervous. She looked back at the building. Through the glass, she could see the remaining employees scrambling. Scared. Good. You know what the real crime is, Ellis? He waited. It's not what they did to me. It's what they've done to thousands of others. People who couldn't fight back. Who didn't own the bank. Her phone rang. She silenced it. But here's what they don't understand yet. This wasn't about teaching 3 people a lesson. Ellis raised an eyebrow. This was about sending a message to every branch, every employee, every person who thinks power comes from making others feel powerless. She smiled, cold and sharp. And the message is just beginning. Note, by 5 p.m. that day, 17 branch managers would receive identical packages. Inside, new policies, new training mandates, and security footage of their own lobbies. What they found would change everything. But 3 employees from the Cleveland branch would discover something far worse than termination letters waiting in their email. Something that would make losing their jobs seem like mercy. If you're enjoying this story, kindly do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It is free and won't cost anything, but it means the world to us. We're just a small channel trying to grow. Thank you, and back to the video. The packages arrived at 5 p.m. sharp. 17 branches, 17 managers, 17 moments of reckoning. But Rebecca Lawson wasn't thinking about branch managers. She sat in her kitchen, laptop open, staring at an email that made her termination look like a gift. Subject: legal notice, fraud investigation initiated. Her hands wouldn't stop shaking. The attachment contained transaction records. Dozens of them. Small amounts siphoned from accounts. Always the same type of customers. The ones who didn't belong. 7 years of theft. Documented. Verified. Traced. Her phone rang. Nathan. Did you get it? His voice cracked like teenagers. They know. About everything. The accounts we dash. Don't say it on the phone. Rebecca hissed. Too late. Nexus Financial's security team had been recording since noon. Across town, Veronica Chen stood before 43 interns at Nexus headquarters in Louisville. The conference room hummed with nervous energy. Let me tell you about this morning, she began. No PowerPoint. No notes. Just truth. I walked into a bank we own. They made me wait 38 minutes. Called me these people. Laughed at my clothes. A young man in the front row shifted uncomfortably. He'd done the same thing last week. To a janitor. Suddenly he understood. But here's what they didn't know. While they were judging my appearance, our forensic accountants were finding something else. She clicked a remote. Numbers filled the screen. 3 employees. 7 years. $847,000 stolen. Gasps rippled through the room. Always from the same kind of accounts. Immigrants. Elderly. People without advanced degrees. People they assumed wouldn't notice. Wouldn't fight back. Tamara Wells sat in the 3rd row. Invited special. Still processing her promotion. Rebecca Lawson took $341,000. Nathan Pruitt, $297,000. Linda Stern, $209,000. Small amounts. Patient theft. From people they'd already decided didn't matter. A young woman raised her hand. How did they think they'd get away with it? Veronica's smile was sharp. Because who reports $20 missing? 50? When you're already being treated like you don't belong. The room fell silent. They created a system. Identify targets. Skim funds. If anyone complained, dismiss them. Say they were confused. Mistaken. After all, these people often are, right? She let that hang. Let it burn. But every transaction leaves a trail. Every keystroke. Every transfer. We bought that bank Friday. By Monday morning, we knew. Why didn't you arrest them immediately? Another intern asked. Because I wanted them to show me who they were. And they did. Her phone buzzed. She glanced at it. Smiled. That's Ellis. Rebecca just tried to flee to Canada. Border Patrol was waiting. The room erupted in whispers. Nathan's at his lawyer's office. Trying to claim entrapment. Linda turned herself in an hour ago, hoping for leniency. She set down the remote, walked closer to her audience. But this isn't about three thieves. It's about the system that created them, that protected them, that made them feel safe enough to steal from the vulnerable while sneering at anyone who looked different. Martin Jeffries sat in the back, invited to watch, to learn. He'd been careless, not cruel. The difference mattered. Every one of those 17 branches received footage today. Not just from this morning, from months back. Years. We used AI analysis. Flagged every dismissive interaction, every biased decision, every moment someone decided another human being didn't deserve respect. She pulled up a new slide. Names. Hundreds of them. 73 employees across our branches showed patterns of discrimination. As of tomorrow, they're gone. Silence. Heavy. Meaningful. But we're not just firing people. We're rebuilding. From the ground up. Tamara stood. How? By promoting people like you, who see humanity before hierarchy, who offer help before judgment. Another slide. New policies. New training. New standards. Every employee will undergo bias recognition training. Not the corporate checkbox kind. Real training. With real consequences. And every branch will have undercover evaluations. Monthly. You won't know who. You won't know when. But if you treat someone as less than, you're done. An older intern raised his hand. This must cost millions. $847,000 stolen. 73 salaries eliminated. Hundreds of lawsuits prevented. Thousands of customers retained. You do the math. She moved to the whiteboard. Wrote 4 words. Respect is not optional. This morning, I could have walked in, announced who I was, demanded service. Power move. Easy. Empty. She turned back to them. Instead, I let them show me their truth. And now everyone knows it. Her phone rang. She answered on speaker. Veronica? Ellis's voice filled the room. Local news picked it up. 3 former employees arrested for embezzlement. 70 more under investigation. Stock price up 4%. The stock price doesn't matter, Veronica said. Then what does? She looked at her interns. At Tamara. At Martin. At the future. Tomorrow, someone's grandmother will walk into our bank. Maybe her English isn't perfect. Maybe her clothes are worn. Maybe she reminds Rebecca of these people. She paused. Except Rebecca won't be there. Someone like Tamara will. And that grandmother will be treated like she owns the place. Because respect doesn't check credit scores. The room erupted in applause. Not polite corporate clapping. Real appreciation. But Veronica wasn't finished. One more thing. The young woman who tried to help me today. Tamara Wells. Stand up. Tamara rose. Uncertain. Hopeful. You start Monday as assistant branch manager. Not in 6 months. Now. Tears ran down Tamara's face. The good kind. But more than that, you're going to help me build something. A new kind of banking. Where the security guard matters as much as the CEO. Where the janitor gets the same smile as the millionaire. Where these people becomes our people. She walked to Tamara. Extended her hand. Will you help me? Tamara's grip was firm. Sure. Yes. Absolutely yes. Good. Because this morning was just the beginning. 6 months later, Rebecca Lawson sat in federal prison. 7 years for embezzlement. 10 for fraud. The numbers that mattered now. The years ahead, not the dollars stolen. Nathan Pruitt lost everything. House. Reputation. Freedom. His lawyer husband left in week 2. Linda Stern cooperated fully. 5 years. Minimum security. Her children visited monthly. Disappointed but present. Jonathan Pierce kept his job. Barely. Transformed from comfortable executive to vigilant guardian. Fear made him better. Martin Jeffries never arrived late again. Rose to senior management in 3 years. Earned it. But Tamara Wells? She became something more than management. She became the standard. Every morning, she stood at the entrance of what used to be First National's flagship branch, greeting everyone, the CEO and the cleaner, the millionaire and the minimum wage worker. Welcome, she'd say. How can we help you today? And she meant it. Veronica Chen gave one final speech to those interns. Years later, they still quoted it. Power isn't making others feel small. Power is making sure no one ever feels that way again. Not on your watch. Not in your presence. Not in any room you can influence. She looked each of them in the eye. The world changes in moments like these. When someone decides that These people includes all people. When respect becomes reflex, not reward. When doing right matters more than looking right. A pause, a smile, a challenge. So tell me, what will you do with your moment? They showed her. In branches across the country, in boardrooms and break rooms, in every interaction where someone might have been dismissed, diminished, or denied. They remembered the woman who waited 38 minutes, who changed everything by changing nothing, except the people who thought she didn't belong. Turns out, she owned the place. And now, she owned something more valuable than any bank. She owned the moment when respect became non-negotiable. The revolution wasn't televised, wasn't violent, wasn't even loud. It was quiet, professional, devastating, and it started with 3 plastic chairs and a woman who refused to be small. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't served cold. It's served with a termination letter and a federal investigation. Just ask Rebecca, if you can find her in cell block D.